It's time for amazing stories about auto racing. How far can we push the boundaries of what's possible behind the wheel of a car? This question could be answered by the author of the video project, Gymkhana, and YouTube star Ken Block. For many, he remained not only a racer but also an outstanding artist and stuntman in the world of automotive tricks that brought fame to rally racing. Despite his active work on creating thrilling videos, Block didn't forget about his participation in major competitions, in rallycross and X Games. For YouTube, Ken prepared 10 unique videos that have been viewed around 600 million times. He remained a legendary figure in motorsports, conquering incredible feats with his mechanically unique cars. A man who achieved success from the bottom up, armed only with talent and determination. So let's begin. Kenneth Paul Block was born on November 21, 1967 in Long Beach, California. His childhood was spent on the Pacific Ocean shore, and as soon as he learned to swim, he decided to conquer the waves of surfing. At the same time, the boy was passionate about skateboarding. Over time, the young adventurous passion led him to the desire to contribute something of his own to this sport. Along with friends, he decided that special footwear was needed for the further development of skateboarding. The like-minded individuals made comfortable sneakers themselves, and that's how their business started with a single pair of shoes in 1994. Initially named DC Shoes, the company produced gear for skateboarding and later expanded its range to include clothing and footwear for other extreme sports. 10 years later, the profitable business was acquired by Quicksilver for $87 million, leaving the entrepreneur in a leadership position. To grow the company and increase its influence, DC Shoes and its partners collaborated with popular athletes, promoting their products in the market. In 2005, Ken Block, without financial need, decided to fulfill his childhood dream: racing. He made his debut with the Vermont Supercar team in the National American Rally Championship, driving a Subaru WRX STI. Despite lacking professional experience, Block demonstrated a good result, finishing 7th and ending the season in 4th place overall. He was also awarded the title of Rally America Rookie of the Year. The following year, Ken Block's biography became even more successful. He established the Subaru Rally Team USA with teammate Travis Pastrana, benefiting from comprehensive support from Subaru. He participated in X Games competitions, securing 3rd place and took 2nd place with the national tournament. The racer later competed in several stages of the World Rally Championship, becoming a podium finisher 19 times by the end of 2007. Parallel to his racing career, Ken started a YouTube channel where he posted thrilling videos overcoming extreme tracks and obstacle-filled roads, a series he named Gymkhana. It became a surprise that one could enjoy the vivid scenes of rally cars not only by witnessing them live on dusty black roads, but also comfortably seated in front of a computer screen or on a couch in front of a TV. The highly acclaimed episodes quickly gained popularity among viewers, promoting the racer to produce captivating sequels. Speaking of Gymkhana, it's worth explaining that it is a phenomenon in motorsports. Gymkhana is a form of motorsport that originated in Japan and involves driving a car through a predetermined course faster than others. The race duration does not exceed 1.5 minutes. Gymkhana tracks are highly complex, demanding the driver's skill and mastery of driving. The pilot mainly uses the 1st and 2nd gears to demonstrate various maneuvers behind the wheel, including 180 and 360-degree turns, skillful execution of figure-8 patterns, and exercises involving reverse movement. Successful participation in Gymkhana requires not only excellent car control but also full concentration and a good memory. Ken Block is one of the most well-known and successful participants in Gymkhana. He not only achieved impressive results on official tracks, but also became one of the key promoters of this form of motorsport. Every video on Ken's channel is a true cinematic experience. Typically, it took about 6 months for script development, negotiations, and other formalities. If everything went according to plan, the shooting took about 4 days. During this time, about 30 to 40 tires were destroyed. The need to replace action cameras was also a norm. For example, during the creation of Gymkhana 5, approximately 15 cameras were damaged. The first Gymkhana video with Ken Block was shot in 2 days at the El Toro airfield in Southern California. The project featured the second to last generation Subaru Impreza WRX STI. During the video shoot on the tuned Subaru prepared by Crawford Performance, Ken Block burned through 4 sets of 18-inch BF Goodrich tires. The result was an energetic and captivating video. The clip DC Shoes, Ken Block's Gymkhana practice, sometimes called Gymkhana 1, aired on the Racer's channel on November 11, 2008. Compared to subsequent sequels, the tricks may seem simpler. The video had a unique narrative and the intensity of sports action. Also, the playful audacity of the tricks combined with skateboarding footage. Almost all car enthusiasts had never seen anything like it before. A true hero was born in Block. In June 2009, the global audience eagerly awaited the new Gymkhana from automotive expert Ken Block. The video was shot in the atmospheric port of Los Angeles, where Ken once showcased his unmatched skill with a new, even more aggressive Impreza. Despite some evolution in style, it was evident that nothing had changed in Ken's soul. His passion for skateboarding and the free expression of energy remained the same. A particularly impressive moment was when a fireworks storm erupted behind his sliding Subaru. Undoubtedly, this video solidified Ken Block's status as a true daredevil. Here he is, an automotive virtuoso effortlessly crossing the boundaries of ordinary reality, savoring every moment of this groundbreaking show. Gymkhana 3 by Ken Block, a treat worth waiting for over a year. The filming moved from the USA to Europe to the Lina-Montlhéry racetrack in the south of France. This oval, created back in 1924, is a true arena for racing with a 51% banking, almost twice as steep as NASCAR tracks. In this episode of Gymkhana, Ken switched from the well-known Subaru Impreza WRX STI to the rally version of the Ford Fiesta. The car was modified by Olsberg's Motorsport Evolution MSE, featuring an engine specially designed for this machine capable of delivering an incredible 850 horsepower. However, Ken valued not only power but also torque, so the power was slightly reduced to 650 horsepower. Thanks to this adjustment, the engine produced a whopping 895 Newton-meters at 400 RPM. The car's weight was only 1.2 tons and it housed a 6-speed magnesium transmission, accelerating to 60 miles per hour in about 2 seconds, which is truly impressive. In 2011, a new episode was released. The main character Ken returns to California, where the events of the new Gymkhana unfold under the title The Hollywood Mega-Mercial. This time, the shooting took 5 days and took place at the Universal Studios Hollywood lot. Block raced in the 650 horsepower Fiesta from the previous part. He enjoyed this car, although its appearance had, of course, undergone changes. The effects became even more stunning. In short, Hollywood. Gymkhana 4 showcases thrilling tricks and amazing driving maneuvers by the co-founder of DC Shoes. This video became the most popular viral advertisement of the year. In the video, the drifter managed to drive his Ford Fiesta through the sets familiar to many Hollywood movies. Of course, all of this was accompanied by a massive amount of smoke and thrilling drifting. And of course, Gymkhana 4 did not lack a dose of humor. In 2012, the show continued with the release of the 5th Gymkhana, titled Ultimate Urban Playground. The Drift King demonstrated wild tricks and jumps on the calm streets of San Francisco. The video shoot took 4 days, covering various areas of the city from the ocean to the mountain ranges. The video also featured Ken Block and his loyal friends. In one scene, freestyle motocross founder Travis Pastrana performed some simple tricks on his dirt bike. San Francisco was chosen for the shoot due to its unique terrain and international recognizability. San Francisco became the perfect playground for Gymkhana because the tricks were performed not only on specially built tracks but also on the city's real streets. Adding to the colors is the familiar 650 horsepower Ford Fiesta reaching 60 miles per hour in just 1.8 seconds. Simply incredible! In October 2012, drift virtuoso Ken Block and the gaming brand Need for Speed announced a partnership that yielded the Gymkhana 6 video. Ken Block, acting as the racing consultant for the Need for Speed brand, added some tricks inspired by the new computer game Need for Speed Rivals to Gymkhana 6. The 6th part featured a specially built venue where speed, car control, and dynamic tricks could be showcased. New obstacles posed a challenge even for a master like Ken Block. This episode was created in calibration with Electronic Arts and didn't lack donuts around police Lamborghini Aventadors. In the released 7th, and at the time the longest Gymkhana series, the tireless tire destroyer conquers the streets of Los Angeles. At the time, Ken switched to a new car, the all-wheel drive Unicorn RTR, styled after the famous 1965 Ford Mustang, equipped with a 6.7-liter V8 engine producing an impressive 845 horsepower. Pirelli manufactured special tires for Ken bearing his name on the sidewall. A motion of shock, with absolute precision, Ken skillfully maneuvered the Unicorn RTR around obstacles. Only a true professional can handle such a powerful beast. Ultimately, everyone literally jumped in their seats to witness the Mustang break through a wall with a powerful hit. Ken brought to life every young racer's dream after watching movies like Gone in 60 Seconds. The team brought new obstacles, some of which were meant to recreate Ken's automotive legacy. The only thing Ken never worried about was the car. It was built to be robust and reliable, allowing Ken to perform jumps, collisions, and other dizzying tricks. And it's worth noting that such a car had never existed before, with many of its parts being unique, designed by the guys from Autosport Dynamics. The 8th episode of Gymkhana, titled Ultimate Exotic Playground, exploded on YouTube in the winter of 2016. The film took place in Dubai, where Ken once again found himself behind the wheel of a rally Ford Fiesta. The American was allowed to do a lot, including some hooliganism against the backdrop of the world's most expensive police cars. The released 9th part of Gymkhana, Raw Industrial Playground, takes us back to America, specifically to the city of Buffalo. In this episode, the American demonstrated his skill behind the wheel of his new racing monster, the Ford Focus RS RX, with a 2-liter 4 and a power of 600 horsepower. Ken competed with this car in the World Rallycross Championship. However, the beginning of 2023 was marked by a tragic event in motorsports. On the morning of January 3rd, sad news of Ken Block's death came in. While descending a mountain on a snowmobile near the picturesque Mill Hollow Reservoir, the snowmobile overturned, pinning the racer. Ken passed away on the spot from the injuries sustained. In recent years, Block and his team had switched to an electric Audi, continuing to shoot Gymkhana, but now with the roar of electric motors. For him, a special car was built, the Audi S1 Hunatron, with a power of 680 horsepower, featuring 2 super light electric motors, each weighing 120 pounds. It turned out that 1.5 months before Ken's death, he was shooting a new series called Gymkhana in Mexico, but didn't have the chance to finish and realize all the plans. Therefore, Audi initially archived the material, but by the end of the year, Block's team managed to edit the final footage with the best moments from the first videos, starting from 2008, and uploaded it to YouTube. After Block's death, the organizers of the WRC World Championship decided to retire the number 43. He had been using it throughout his career. In 2015, the racer became a so-called style icon for the Need for Speed video game. Sports Business magazine ranked the Daredevil 17th on the list of most influential people. In motorsports, there are undisputed leaders, incredibly gifted like Ayrton Senna, and persistent and determined like Michael Schumacher. Their worldwide fame and eternal place in history are archived through victories in the most prestigious races. However, there is another way to become an indisposable idol for all, bypassing the pedestal. A vivid example of such a story of becoming is the biography and career of Ken Block.